Hey everybody, welcome back to another reaction video. Today we're checking out how the right is rising across Britain. This is actually a video from CNN, so this is going to be pretty interesting. Like always, the original link to the video will be down below in the description. As somebody on the right, a conservative, well, I'm actually pretty excited to watch this video, so let's get into it. Let these scum off our streets. Jeez, well, maybe not be that brutal. And of course, this is always like identified as like far right. You know, people just protesting, carrying the flags of their countries down the street. Far right. Like, I don't know what makes it far right.
Shifting to the right. I've spent the past few months trying to understand what's happening in this country.
No one speak to the media here.
Illegal immigration problems.
Far right protests, including
she says it's a far right protest. What makes a far right exactly?
Rallies ever on the streets of the UK, where tens of thousands responded to the call of this man, anti-Islam activist Tommy Robinson, a convicted criminal turned anti-establishment figure.
Are you ready for the Battle of Britain?
But it's not just on the streets, and it's not just the extreme right that's on the up.
Extreme right now?
Populist right-wing party Reform UK, led by longtime Trump ally Nigel Farage.
Yeah, Farage is more popular, I think, in America. But I know in the UK, I hear he's divided between the conservatives with him and Rupert Lowe, which I think is right there. Yeah, restore and reform.
Different shades of right-wing politics. But
I don't know enough because I'm not obviously English or from the UK to
the heart of those divisions
divide
is
or
of migration.
Separate what they both agree on and what they don't agree on.
A horrific attack by a Sudanese refugee on the streets of Belfast almost immediately turned into the latest "I told you so"
I mean, let me pause this quick. We're seeing the same with, of course, a few days ago was an illegal immigrant, but it was a radical Muslim running people over at a pride event in a van, killed at least one person, injured over a dozen. Then a few days ago, a radical Muslim stabbed 3 women. One of them was a pregnant woman. And it was radical Muslim. Why? Because he mentioned Allah. Allah made him do it or whatever. I mean, it's a serious problem. Whether it's illegal immigration or not, the radicalization is a problem too.
Right. Transforming a local tragedy into
and listen, I'm never in favor of violent protests, burning streets. I'm never ever
fanning the flames of hate.
Support of that.
People in Britain are angry.
Joe Mulhall infiltrated far-right groups.
Whether it's far right or far left, like we saw in Minnesota back in 2020 during those riots.
On these movements.
You know, if you look at the way that people's lives have been, you know, lack of jobs, houses, schools, hospitals, stagnated wages, living standards going down or stagnating for years and years, and they feel that mainstream political parties have not met their material needs. What the far right are really good at is going to those people, and they turn up and they say, "You're right."
Henry Nowak. So he was killed not by an illegal immigrant, but a person of color. And what happened? The police trusted the person of color more than they trusted Henry Nowak. Turns out that there was no racist claims, and even if there was, to not even take care of him, to not believe him that he was stabbed. Henry Nowak says he was stabbed. Police officer says, "I don't think you have, mate." Really? Like, why would you say something like that? And obviously Henry Nowak passed away because of the stabbings. Turns out he said nothing racist to begin with. He was just stabbed just to be stabbed. That's a problem.
Scapegoat, and they say it's because someone has come to this country and taken it from you. They're really good at redirecting people's anger from where it should be directed.
I've seen exactly what Joe's talking about. There have been hundreds of protests across the country over the past year, according to activists tracking far-right movements. It's mostly been about migration and how consecutive governments have dealt with this issue. And with the center-left Labour Party back in power for the first time,
and he resigned, so it's even more interesting.
Conditions are ripe for a resurgence. It's in tight-knit communities like this one, in the sleepy market town of Faversham, outside London.
Yeah, and the free speech problem that the UK has, they don't have really free speech.
Walking through town with a protest organized by a far-right activist, you see those divisions and feel.
Try preaching the Bible in London, get a lot of questions.
Shame on you. Shame on me. You know, you
Don't touch people, no matter if you agree with them or not. Don't touch people.
Where unaccompanied minors, asylum seekers, have been housed in this town.
They're a loud crowd, but it's clear they're more noise than numbers. And you do see locals coming out to confront them.
No fear. Refugees are welcome.
The
Alrighty.
main event kicks off with a rambling mix of racist rhetoric, fear-mongering, and white supremacist conspiracy theories.
They're teaching about Muhammad and Allah. We will not tolerate our children to be taught about LGBTQ and what pronouns are belief, what they can identify as. We will not tolerate that round here. Keep up the pressure and one day you will be victorious!
At this one tiny town's protest, we find one of the leaders of the UK's extreme right.
Our country's been taken over by mass immigration. We're fed up. This is not the
So that makes them far right? I don't know. Or extreme right, as they say.
Fought in 2 world wars. They didn't fight for this to be done to our country. We want our country to be like it was before this immigration invasion was foisted on us. Yes. You mentioned far-right, neo-Nazi, all that a minute ago, as if that kind of stuff, that doesn't hold any power anymore. You must have learned this with Trump's victory. No one cares if they're called a racist anymore. Those terms are just used to silence people.
The re-election of Donald
I mean, it
Trump
gets
is
thrown
not
around
only
way too
an
much.
inspiration
Racism,
for this one
Nazi,
extreme
far-right,
figure.
white supremacy. It just gets thrown
Every
around way too much.
far-right event I've been to, it is a constant
There's people who are
theme.
like that.
Trump's Make America
But majority of the time, the
Great
people
Again
called that
has
aren't
come to
actually
the
that.
UK.
This is mega. Make England great again.
He's the man. Trump is the man.
I have so much respect for President Trump. He is saving not just America, he is saving the West and he's saving the world.
You're wearing this because
I don't think anybody can save the West right now.
What is it that's going on? How much of this is really influence from the US?
There's no question there's a huge influence. When the far right is small little fringe political parties, that sounds fanciful. When you've got Donald Trump in the White House, the most powerful man in the world, they can then point to someone and say, look, it's happened there. If it can happen there, it can happen here.
Are we headed into a direction where the far right is turning into a significant political force in Britain?
I think there's no doubt about it, right? The far right is no longer something that sits on the very margins of our politics in Britain, an annoyance to the right.
I'm just
It is
confused.
increasingly
Far
something
right,
that actually
right,
has the real chance of taking power. in
extreme
Britain.
right. I don't know.
The once fringe voices seem to be moving into the mainstream. It's a small but vocal minority that's threatening to change the face of Britain. Now they believe their moment has arrived.
Alrighty. So, it's a pretty interesting video. And let me just talk about, once again, the far right, extreme right stuff that just gets thrown around. Listen, if you want to say that one race is superior than the other, well, that's wrong. That's obviously supremacy. But if you want to say that you want to stop mass immigration or mass illegal immigration, okay, specifically the illegal immigration, I don't understand why that is looked down upon, why that's a problem. Wanting to preserve a country's culture, like a lot of people from England are, I don't really see how that's looked down upon, okay? Now, saying your culture's superior than the others, saying that a race is superior than the others, bad-mouthing a race just for the color of their skin, of course that's wrong. Calling out illegal immigration, especially when you're seeing crimes being committed all across Europe, is not a problem. I don't know, and I'll stand by that. If that offends you, well, oh well. If you're more offended by me saying that mass illegal immigration is wrong, more offended than at that than you are offended at people getting stabbed, people getting assaulted on the streets, I think, you know, there's a problem with you specifically, not me, not the far right. Okay, now, like I said, we're seeing some protests in there where cars are getting lit on fire, attacking police. I'm obviously the first to say that that's wrong. But, you know, people are just peacefully protesting, carrying around flags saying that they want to stop illegal immigration. I don't understand why that's exactly a problem. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. I mean, I'm not in England. I'm not in the UK. So I can't vote for them. I can't have much of a say on their politics. You know, obviously, are there some people on the right that are not good people? Of course, obviously. And I'm sure there's people in that video, which I don't know much about, to say if I really learned more about them, they'd probably be bad people. I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm just saying, though, it's not a wrong thing to say illegal immigration is a problem and it's harmful. The people voiced their opinion with that in America in November 2024. Trump won the popular and electoral college. Big problem was illegal immigration. I'm sure a lot of people are witnessing that in Europe as well. So make sure to leave your comments down below. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, help me get to 1,000 subscribers. I'm out, guys. Peace.